Imagine the perfect video store. It would have a great selection, right? Right! Over 10,000 videos. 3 evening rentals, so no rush, no hassle. Fast checkout. 24-hour quick drop return. Open late every night. Well, the perfect video store.
Welcome to Blockbuster Video.
Is popping up all over the country. There's one near you.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
Get out of the way! Come on!
Don't get that, Frank.
It could be the office.
Yeah, let it ring. Hello? Baxter! It's Baxter!
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow Mix brand cat food has a variety of 4 delicious flavors cats love. In fact, it's the only cat food that tastes so good, cats ask for it by name.
Meow, meow, meow.
Again and again.
I fainted at the sight of blood. Me, a nurse? I had no idea that's what I'd be when I went to NCC. But NCC is not like other colleges.
NCC has a Student Success Center where counselors assist every student in creating a future.
I'm so happy. Nurse Robbins. I created that.
Be who you want to be. Create your future at NCC.
People think I'm trash.
Good morning and thank you for watching NCC News. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Juan. First up, starting news from Niagara Falls as an antique ship finds itself on its first journey in over 100 years. But this time, it's captained by the weather. Here's Will Reeve with the story.
Kimberly, that hunk of metal behind me is known as the Iron Scow, a ship that has been stuck in place in the upper rapids of the Niagara River for over a century. It got stuck there in 1918. 2 men rescued off the boat, and then the ship stayed. No one knew the physics of it, how it stuck in place with those powerful rapids pounding at it day after day for 100 years. But it stayed exactly in place. It became a local tourist attraction. People came to see the Iron Scow just hanging out in the river very close to those famous Horseshoe Falls until Halloween night, when severe weather moved the ship closer to the edge of those falls. It still has hundreds of meters to go. There is still a chance that it will stay in its new place, flipped around and turned on its side, for days, weeks, maybe even 100 more years. Officials do not know, but they are monitoring the situation to make sure that if it does move, they are ready. Their plan is, if the ship goes over the falls, there are 2 scenarios. One, it would fall over directly to the rocks below, where it would be inaccessible to anyone trying to extricate it, so it would stay there. That would be its new resting place. Or it would move further down the river, whereupon officials would take it out of the water 101 years after it got stuck there in the first place. Kimberly?
Falls aren't the only unusually active waters. In Venice, Italy, devastating floods could spell doom for many historical sites.
This morning, another high tide in Venice, swamping the city once more. Tourists stranded on now useless walkways, shops battling the water. As we go inside world-famous St. Mark's Basilica, this room was inundated when the first flood hit. It was through this window that the water came bursting through. Now, workers battle to keep out the rising tide yet again, sweeping water off the priceless marble.
We had the water level was here.
Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, growing frustration at the Italian government for failing to complete multi-billion-dollar flood defences.
This is the Moses Barrier. It's at the mouth of the Venice Lagoon, and it's supposed to be a wall that rises up out of the water, blocking the sea, going from there all the way over there. But after years of delay, it still doesn't work.
Floods in Venice are not new, but they're getting deeper and more ferocious. If these defences aren't completed, Venice may not survive.
The confrontation over a chicken sandwich turns deadly. Cutting line ended very badly for one man in Maryland. Let's take a look at the scene.
The narrative we just got from Police Chief Hank Stawinski here in Prince George's County is focused on this individual. According to Stawinski, he's the one who stabbed to death another customer in Popeyes, a customer who'd been methodically cutting a long line to get one of these Popeyes sandwiches. At the Popeyes in Oxon Hill today, candles burned for the victim, 28-year-old Kevin Tyrell Davis of Oxon Hill. Meanwhile, customers inside continued to stand in long lines to get the sandwich and were shocked by the circumstances.
What I think people are responding to, and it's something we have to question in terms of how we are interacting with one another as a society, is how does a confrontation over cutting line lead to a death? This is pointless, this is disrespectful, and that's why I'm asking for our community's help to provide information to our detectives so we can bring a quick resolution to this case.
Both the suspect and the line-cutting victim appear to have been complete strangers to each other.
Paradise, California is no paradise after wildfires ravaged the small town, but the citizens have banded together to rebuild their community.
We were hosing down the house.
Jennifer Siemens and her son Hunter walk where their home once stood, now an empty field. They escaped the deadliest and most destructive wildfire in California history with their lives, but lost everything they owned.
It's sad. You know, it's sad. There was a whole life. We were planning our whole life around this house. We had worked so hard to get it.
It's been 1 year since the wildfire killed at least 85 people and destroyed about 95% of the town of Paradise. Now, most streets remain eerily empty, but signs of recovery can be seen and heard.
We're finally turning the corner on cleanup. As you can see behind me, we're building.
By the end of the year, town officials say more than 500 houses will be in the process of being built.
Paradise is a very special community, so people want to come back to this wonderful place. And it's not just about its physical location, it was the pride in the community and their friends and their neighbors.
It was no graveyard smash as Goulet going on in Hartford after a grave is found empty by its caretaker. Courtney Zeller has a story.
It's supposed to be a final resting place. Today, the unexpected happened.
We see a big pile of dirt. We're the only ones that dig here. So we walked over here and come to find out, discovered there's a hole here. Somebody dig something out.
Tommy Valentine found the disturbed grave. He's a grave digger at this Hartford cemetery on Waverly Street at Tower Avenue. The man who died was buried here in 1958. Hartford police say they took remains, likely bones. They're now investigating, saying they are actively looking at leads.
Hopefully we'll get something from, cameras in the area. Our major crimes division as well as crime scene division are out here actively investigating this incident.
And Hartford police believe it's still too early to tell if this grave was targeted or random. The cemetery is reaching out to this man's family. Of course, if you have any information, call Hartford Police. We're live at the mobile newsroom from Hartford tonight. Courtney Zeller, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Scary to think about. And finally, malls might be dying out in America, but no one is brought fully to life in our very own Norwalk, Connecticut. Here's a look at the Sono collection, the biggest addition to Norwalk's commercial landscape, emerging from the side of I-95 to stand in possible competition with shopping centers such as the Stanford Mall and Danbury Fair Mall. Let's take a look at what the collection has to offer.
It's an exciting day along the shoreline.
I bought lipstick already. Well, I'm excited. I've been up all morning trying to figure out, I couldn't wait for the opening.
Nordstrom is one of many stores that officially opened its doors to shoppers today at the Sono Collection shopping mall.
I had foundation done, had a hand massage.
82 stores are opening at this new upscale mall in Norwalk. Other stores like Bloomingdale's and Connecticut's first Amazon store will open in the coming weeks.
I'm excited for the Amazon store. I saw one in Manhattan, so I'm really excited for the one here.
And with the ease of online shopping, those in the retail business are trying to cater to all sorts of shoppers.
Meeting customers' expectations and exceeding them is getting tougher every year. Customers have so many options and choices on how to shop.
And as more and more people shift towards online shopping, the real estate company managing this new mall is putting the emphasis on art, culture, and community.
It's all about how we build our space to meld with the community, to evolve, to be a different kind of space.
They're evolving with the way people shop. Here, you'll notice many community spaces with charging stations and artwork.
It's wonderful, beautiful open spaces, beautiful artwork, and it's just very welcoming to the neighborhood.
And shoppers are thrilled about the new stores coming just in time for the busy holiday shopping season.
I can't wait till Bloomingdale's and everything else is open. We're excited.
In Norwalk, Aya Galal, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And coming up, Norwalk plays host to its very first film festival. Stay tuned.
What college are you going to?
I don't know.
What do you want to be?
I don't know.
Architect?
Yeah, but it's my future. I want to do something that turns me on.
What turns you on?
I don't know.
We know NCC has a student success center where counselors assist every student in creating a future.
You'd make a cute
architect. Yeah.
We know. Be who
turns you on.
Create your future at NCC.
That's low. That's low.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. Stop the wrecks. Stop the texts. Visit us at stoptextsstopwrecks.org.
The name Norwalk may not be as familiar with the cultural landscape as Cannes or Sundance, but we're well on our way. On September 28, 2019, the inaugural Norwalk Film Festival is held at 6 different venues, including our very own Norwalk Community College. We now go to Jessica Jameson with our story. Technical difficulties, please bear with us.
Venues screening films for the inaugural Norwalk Film Festival.
So this is where we want to hear anybody.
The films being shown here are student shorts, local filmmakers' short films, feature documentaries, and short films from the Black Maria Film Festival. They all highlight this year's theme of unity through diversity through film. Panels are also being held, where the creators can speak more about their craft. Many of those creators are here in attendance, along with volunteers, students in the NCC Film Department, and members of the NCC Film and Television Club.
The Film Club's involvement in the Norwalk Film Festival is primarily that we're here selling snacks. In addition, we're also selling cotton candy, and all of this money will be used to help support the Film Club in our future endeavors, such as the work that we want to do, the workshops that we want to hold, and things like that.
We're thrilled to have the Norwalk Film Festival here at Norwalk Community College. This is one of the 5 locations in town that it is using. We are thrilled to have anyone here noticing us and showing us a little love.
I feel like the film festival to me as a student is getting to see other students' films and kind of getting a little bit of inspiration for future endeavors that we want to do in class. And I feel like it gives the opportunity to talk to like other producers who are in the industry.
We've been in
many film festivals.
About 22 festivals
About 20,
so far.
yeah. We were at Roxbury, Bronze Lens. We went to Cannes, Pan Africa. We were in Baltimore. We're in Baltimore coming up. Yeah. When you step across on the other side of the lens from being an actor, and I always encourage actors to do that, you wind up doing the line. If you're going to learn it, you're going to learn it. So if you're going to be a good filmmaker after having been an actor, you need to write, you need to produce, you need to direct, you need to just immerse yourself in the whole journey.
For NCC News, I'm Jessica Jameson. Back to you.
Thanks, Jess. Do you like metal, Irish fiddle, and French a cappella music? Then the Asta Club has the event for you. On Wednesday, November 13th, the Asta Club's open mic night was held in collaboration with the music club. Let's hear from some club members and performers about what open mic means to them.
Hi, my name is Marie-Ange Nicholas. I'm the advisor of Hassa Club.
Hi, my name is Naika Lazar. I'm the vice president of Hassa Club.
My name is Jasmine Claude, and I am the president of the Hassa Club.
And my name is Samuel Joseph, and I'm the treasurer of the Hassa Club.
It's open up to all students. Shine on that. It brings out the star in them. It brings out their talent, and it let them experience to be an audience and perform and have people upload for them. So it's a very good experience. It was very overwhelming last year. That's why we brought it back this year.
'Cause I want you, I want you back again.
It brings a cultural aspect to it because we get to introduce our food as Haitians. And this year we also linked up with the Latin American Club. And so they brought like their empanadas to give their cultural aspect of that.
And the music club to bring their talent.
Yes, and the music club also to then incorporate their talent into the whole program.
I'm in the music club. I'm the vice president. So I figure if I perform as well, kind of gets more people to join the club, and it's a nice opportunity for people to see me perform. I've only been playing guitar since February, so I'd say I've been improving pretty good. I also want to see how good I am, see how people think I am. So it gives me a chance to just build on my capabilities to play.
Remember me, straight from a black and white movie.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward for our next event to have you with us.
Ready to vote in your local election? Well, you missed it this year. But do local elections really even matter? According to the students we asked, yes. We now go to NCC Ask to hear the opinions of students here at NCC.
Local elections are very important. They can decide, exactly what's going on within your town, especially, what can, also like zoning, what's getting built, what businesses can or cannot come into your town, what is being done with whatever funds that the town has. It's very important, and it's very important to vote in your local elections.
I do think that small local elections matter. Primarily, I think that there is a constitutional duty and right to vote in elections. It's the only real way that we get our voice heard as citizens. I recognize that people may feel like there's new ways to get your voice heard, but in terms of legitimate law and policy, elections are the only way to actually have a say in what happens in your government.
I think that local politics matter more than we think. We might not see them in the news all the time, but the decisions that our elected officials, no matter how small, I think that the decisions that they make affect us in really big ways.
Yes, I am voting.
I am going to vote.
Yes, I am voting in this local election.
Coming up next, a look into the creative process of an NCC TV and film student program, and hope you have your tissues ready for a tribute to a beloved pet. Stay tuned after these messages. I just lost my voice.
Inside information from Betty Crocker. It's the most exciting thing you can do with the inside of a cake. Introducing the Betty Crocker Bacon Fill, a delightful new pan that lets you prepare a cake with all kinds of delicious fillings. Imagine the look on your child's face when you cut into the cake and there's his favorite flavor of ice cream or her favorite gelatin. And who wouldn't enjoy a cake filled with delicious fresh fruit? The secret is these 3 separate sections. Just pour your favorite Betty Crocker cake mix into the main bacon fill pan and lock on this special inner chamber. Now pour more cake mix into this base pan and put them both into bake. When they're done, remove the insert, add your filling to the center cavity, and cover it with a base. In no time, you'll have the greatest cake you ever made. So don't delay. Order your Betty Crocker Bacon Fill now.
To order your Betty Crocker Bacon Fill for $19.95 plus shipping and handling, call 1-800-765-2564 or send check or money order to Betty Crocker Bacon Fill, 2 Morgan Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut. Call now.
She's a mystery wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in ... something. Here's the look into the mysterious mind of Jessica Jameson.
I'm here with Jessica Jameson, a student in Norwalk Community College's TV and film production class. Jessica, you're obviously a beautiful young woman. Why do you choose to be behind the camera instead of in front of it? And further, why do you want to be a filmmaker? Oh, thank you. You're so kind to say. Well, I actually have starred in some of my films, including the Mitski music video Nobody, which I did win an AVA award for.
My God, I'm so lonely, so I open the window.
I chose to star myself in that film because my performance was the only one that I could control. I could work to my own schedule. I could do any weird thing that I wanted me to do. And I was able to scare myself to death by getting on top of my own roof. It was a challenging shoot, but I am very pleased with the end result. I want to be a filmmaker so that I can tell stories that matter. Stories that somebody like me, much younger, would be able to watch in the movie theater and relate to and feel that she has a voice and can use that voice to express whatever she feels like. I want to be the person who I would have looked up to. Interesting. Now, if you could make any film, what film would you make and why? I have a huge weakness for historical films and historical stories because history is often viewed as something that's very boring, very dull, very dry, but film really brings out the life in stories of people who lived long ago. I'd love to make a film about the life of Hatshepsut, Egypt's first female pharaoh. She was an incredible woman, and no film has been made about her that I know of, no big budget, big production film. And her story is a story worth telling, and worth telling well. So if I could make any film, that's the film I would make. And finally, what influences your filmmaking? I might sound cheesy, but the thing that most influences my filmmaking is love. Love for storytelling, love for music, and love for my subjects. My girlfriend, Nicole, I'm in a wonderful long-distance relationship with her. She lives in Massachusetts. She's been featured in some of my videos, and she brings out the best in me. We bring out the best in each other, really. And if I can make something that she'll be proud of, then I know that's something that the world will like, if that makes any sense. Well, thank you so much for sharing your process with us. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have been interviewed by you. For NCC News, I'm Jessica Jameson. Back to you.
Now, who was that dog in the photo to her right?
Oh, don't you know? That was Sandy Jameson. Da, da, da.
The story begins with me going on Pet Finder
looking for golden retrievers, and I found a dog that I thought would be suitable for the family. Went to the shelter with Jesse and Jenny, and I saw the dog, and it was beautiful and looked like a great match, but the volunteer, who was just a very wonderful, warm, compassionate person and very personable and helpful, sort of broke it to me that that dog had already been spoken for, that that dog was in the process of being adopted. So my heart sank momentarily until she said, "But I can show you this one." And she turns to this other dog in the same room in a cage, and it was Sandy, and he was a beautiful, fluffy doggy, and she brought him out of the cage, and we immediately bonded.
Sandy was Mom's dog through and through. There was no getting around that. He adored her from the moment they met.
Sandy was very attached to me. I really was his gal. And Jesse, at a very young age, quoted a 70s song, "Ain't No Woman Like the One I Got." And she one time pretended that Sandy was saying that, which just cracked us up to no end. Ain't no woman like the one I've got. Ain't no woman like the one I've got. He basically followed me everywhere. I mean, he just rarely let me out of his sight, which I mostly loved. And then other times I just couldn't move because he was right there. And we took great walks together. He was a really great hiking buddy. The vision of him racing through the woods and being right there and kind of checking in and coming back down the trail is a good memory.
Here's the balloon game. I remember him playing this thing that we called it the balloon game, and whenever we had balloons in the house, he would just go after them.
He would jump straight up in the air to try to get the balloon, and it was very fun. He would climb up on the couch and jump on the couch and try to get the balloon. Occasionally he would get the string in his mouth and sort of, bring it down and sort of tug around with it, and he enjoyed that. That was lots of fun.
He did the same thing with the swing, too.
Yes, that's right. He would put JJ had made a swing for Jessie, and he put the rope in his mouth every time she got on it, and he would tug at the rope. We played tug of war and give Jessie a fun ride on the swing.
As he got older, Sandy's health got worse and worse. And on September 18th, 2019, we had to say goodbye to him.
I would tell him, I don't know what I would tell him. He knew he was loved. I would tell him I'm okay.
You'll surely be missed, Sandy. Up next, look at another dead celebrity, but this one is starring in movies. Let's go to a Hollywood Minute.
Hollywood is now reacting to that controversial film casting of James Dean in the Vietnam-era action drama Finding Jack 64 years after his death. Magic City Films, the production company behind the film, announced on Wednesday that the late Rebel Without a Cause star, who died in a car crash in 1955 at the age of 24, would take the secondary lead role in their upcoming film. Anton Ernst, one of the directors of the film, told The Hollywood Reporter that his team had searched high and low for the perfect character to portray the role of Rogan until deciding that Dean could portray the extreme complex character arcs of the role. Pre-production on Finding Jack is set to begin November 17th with a goal for a worldwide release on Veterans Day 2020. For more on the story, head to thr.com, and until next time for The Hollywood Reporter News, I'm Neha Joy.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Juan.
Thank you for watching NCC News. Until next time.
Check out this chef, right?
That's so stupid.
It's a really
stupid.
Dude, look at those
mustache. Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is 16-year-old boy when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so stupid. Knock it off.
Never gets old, huh? Nope. It kind of makes you want to break into song. Yep. I love the mountains. I love the clear blue skies. I love big bridges. I love when great whites fly. I love the whole world and all its sights and sounds. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
I love the oceans.
I love real dirty things.
I love to go fast.
I love Egyptian kings.
I love the whole world
and all its craziness.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada. I love tornadoes.
I love arachnids.
I love my magma. I love the giant squids.
I love the whole world. It's such a brilliant place.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada,
boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
Next up, wildfires rip through Australia, vapors protest the recent e-cigarette ban, and the impeachment trial marches along. Join us next time on NCC News.